Hello, friends. Welcome to our video. You're probably watching this because you said to someone on our team that you're too busy for a Shackley business. And you are not alone. All of us here that are speaking on tonight's call all feel the same way. And so I'm really excited to introduce you to some of the main leaders on my team. And these are all superstar, busy women who live life around their priorities. And they are the most successful people. I often find that busy people are the most successful people. And I've seen that in my 10 years of business with Shackley. So I'm assuming that you're watching this because you're already somewhat familiar with Shackley, that we are a company that is 65 years old, that we have amazing beyond organic wellness products. You might not know that the average Shackley customer has been around for 17 years. And so we have very loyal customers because the products work. We're all very loyal customers because the products work. And so it's really not a matter of if the business works, because it's been proven that it works. It's proven that the products work. And it's really just a matter of, do you want to make it work? Do you want to give it some time so that you can have a profit off of sharing some of these products with other people and having the benefits of it? Because it does take some time, but it might not take as much time as you think. So we're going to talk about the time factor tonight. We're also going to talk about some of the other major misconceptions and hesitations we hear from people on I really can't do sales, or I'm not sure about the business model. Is it a pyramid scheme? We're going to talk about all of that tonight. So we're excited that you're here. My name is Alyssa Umdahl, and I'm really excited to introduce you to my team. So I'm just going to go right into that first question, where I'll just tell you, busy people are the most successful. So I'm going to introduce you to my friend Havala. And Havala's a busy mom of two. She's actually in the process of moving. So she's here with us tonight. She's making it work. And so Havala, I would love to hear from you and have you share why it is that busy people are the most successful, and especially how you make it work as a busy mom.
Okay, so here are my thoughts. Busy people are the most successful at this because we're busy, and that's just it. But see, if you're busy in a good way, you're getting a lot of things done. So busy people are generally good at managing their priorities. They're generally productive most of the time, right? So we don't have, our downtime is spent doing something. And then another thing's really important to know is busy people generally know a lot of people. And so if you know a lot of people, you can be successful in this business, because you gotta have friends to be able to share good things with, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts on why.
So can you tell us how you make it work in your life? Because also you teach dance lessons too. And you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So one of the first things I told my friend when she introduced me to this business was no, I'm too busy. There's no way I'm going to fit this in. And she said to me, you know what, though, Havala, you can do it in the here's and there's. And at first that sounded really intimidating to me. But then as I started doing it, I was like, oh, this is actually really nice, because I can just pick this up when I have time, and I can put it down when I don't. And I can go as fast as I want, or I can go as slow as I want. And honestly, as long as you don't quit, you will have success. And that's what's so comforting to me about this. It's my time is not tied into my success in the same way that it would be if I was an employee at a store or teaching ballet classes or something like that. My success is just tied into, I keep doing something. Every day I do a little something. So even if it's just a simple step, inviting a couple of people or talking to someone new, I always can count that as a step forward in my business. And so how do I find time to do it? I just do a little bit here, a little bit there. Right now I'm moving, so my here's and there's are very, very small, but I'm still doing a little bit here and a little bit there, and I'm here tonight. So that's how I get it done. And so that's my thought.
Yeah.
And then if I weren't super, super busy, I'd be putting it on my schedule and giving myself specific time frames to work on my business. So there's lots of ways to do it. And honestly, I don't always have to do it myself. What's cool is I can go up if I need help. And if I'm way too busy, I just talk to my friend Chelsea and say, hey, Chelsea, can you contact this customer for me? So you're not alone in this business. And that's what's so cool about it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was thinking that when you said you only have a little bit of time and you're here tonight, and here we are as a group making this work, and you just had a little bit of time to show up, and like, you're going to benefit from it. And I love that here as a team, our work compounds, and it's very easy for someone to be involved here and there. So I love that, Havla. Thank you for sharing, especially in the midst of a cross-country move. So that's amazing. So, all right. So I'm going to go on to the next question. And this is the thing that we hear a lot too. And that is, sales are not my thing. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be one of those salespeople, right? And the truth is, yeah, okay, salespeople have a bad reputation, especially ones that do it wrong. But it doesn't have to be that way. And so I want to introduce you to my friend, Patty. Patty is a busy mom of 2 teenagers, which I don't even know about yet, but Patty's teaching me all the things I have to look forward to, a busy life of teenagers. Her husband's a doctor. He works a lot of long hours. And so Patty, like, did you consider yourself to be a salesperson when you started? And really, how do you answer this question even now?
I did not consider myself to be a salesperson. I mean, I have a history of doing retail sales, but I feel like when you do retail sales, people just come to you because they know what they're looking for. They know exactly what they want. They want a washer, they want a dryer, they want a sofa, whatever. So they come to you exactly knowing what they want. And it's not, I don't know, sales to me like that are pretty easy because people already have an intention of why they're coming to see you. But as in like a salesperson of actually going out and connecting with people, absolutely not. I did not consider myself to be a salesperson. But what I did find was that I was already sharing things with people. I was already sharing things that I loved, whether it's coffee shops, because I love to go to coffee shops. So local coffee shops I found, books I was reading, restaurants my husband and I were going out on date night with. I was already sharing those things with people. So the idea of then sharing products that I found were changing my life and making a difference actually became really simple because it wasn't anything different than I was already doing.
That's awesome. And I think people don't realize how much they're selling stuff all the time. They're selling their Starbucks drink that they're posting, or the new book they read, or whatever. And maybe you froze up.
Oh, did I freeze?
You did. Do you have anything else to add? Did I cut you off?
No, I was just going to say, like, as a mom of 2 like teenagers who I'm constantly like out and about with and at football games or track meets or whatever, like I am constantly in connection with people. So I'm able to, like, moms are talking about how they're feeling. Moms are like telling how they have no energy, how they're not sleeping well, all the things that all of us complain about. Those same moms are complaining to me while I'm out and about with my kids. So
oh no. We lost you, my friend. But I think that was a really great point. You're always out and about with your kids, which part of being a busy mom means you're always out and people are always talking to you. So I love that you shared, Patty. Thank you, my friend. Okay, so we'll move on to the third question, and that is, people often say, I don't trust MLM, or they're worried about this business model, right? And I felt the same way, so I totally understand it. And so I really am excited to introduce you to one of our newest leaders, which is my friend Jen. And Jen is a busy mom. She's got 3 kids. She's homeschooling, but she's also a finances professor. And so when she and I first had this conversation, it really was about the power of this business in a box. So I'm wondering, Jen, if you can tell us, like, why does MLM make sense? And how do you see it from your financial background?
Yeah, one of the things, like you said, it's a business in a box. We have a team around us, right? And one thing is, we don't have to have inventory. We don't have to do all the shipping. We don't have to kind of do that part of it. That is super intimidating. We have all of those systems in place. We have a team around us. We have training. Our company invests in us. There's always a training opportunity for us to grow. And the other thing is if you are thinking, I've always wanted to start a business, and you're like, oh, maybe this is it, maybe this isn't it. But you know what? This is a great place to start. All of the skills you're developing here are transferable to anything else that you're going to want to do. Whether it's sales, like we mentioned, whether it's, customer service, whether it's more about health their training. Getting those pieces are going to pay off in whatever endeavor you want to kind of embark on in the future. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, and I think about there's a lot of successful people that have started in network marketing in this business, and then they've gone on to do bigger and better things as they've learned the skills it takes to do a business. So it really is perfect.
Yeah. The other thing I want to mention is kind of that startup cost. My husband and I looked into several business opportunities, right? We looked into buying businesses that already existed. We looked into franchising. Those things cost hundreds of thousands, not if millions of dollars. And you know what? Like, that's going to take forever to make that money back. And in the end, you don't really get to keep most of it in terms of commissions and advertising and employees. And it's a lot. Here, right? We have a pretty small startup fee, and you're going to get that money back super fast. Your team will definitely ensure that happens. But I think, something Havilah said before was we are in control of the time we put in. So if we want to go on a trip, if we want to renovate our kitchen, we can work more and we will make more. If we're moving, or if it's a crazy season of our life, we can slow down, and all of that work we've already put in will pay off. But it's something that you can build, like you said, in the time you have, as fast or as slow as you want.
And even with your top priorities around you, right? So great. So great to be able to work from home. So thanks for your time tonight too, because Jen is also moving. So we just have a cross-country team. We're all in different time zones and moving and great things happening. So thanks for sharing, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. So let me move on to question 4. And this kind of goes along the same lines where people often say, is this a scam? Is this a pyramid scheme? And do people actually make money in this? I know there's a lot of bad companies out there, just like there's a lot of bad restaurants out there, right? But going to one bad restaurant doesn't mean that all restaurants are bad. And I would say the same with this business model. And so I'm going to introduce you to my friend Chelsea, who's a mom of 5. And oh my goodness, she's always running somewhere, literally doing races and all kinds of things and training people. And so Chelsea, she's also a military wife. So Chelsea, how many times have you moved in your business? Like 5 since you started your business? Maybe 6.
Yeah, I think it might be 6 now. I can't keep track.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us how you, in your busy life, how do you answer that question? Is this a pyramid scheme, and do people actually make money in this?
Well, I can tell you for a fact and firsthand experience that people actually make money, because I'm actually making money in this. And not only that, but I've helped other people on my team to make consistent income every single month. And I think that, it's like one thing to make your own money, but then like to help somebody else to make it too. It's just like that validation that like this works, it's not just me, it works for anybody. And I was in a company before this, and, over the years, I've seen companies pop up like left and right? I think like the average company, MLM company, is like 2 years. And so I mean, I can understand why people think like, is this a scam? Can you actually make money? Because you want longevity, right? You already mentioned Shaklee's been around for 65 years. So when I was looking into this business, that was something that I really liked, that like, okay, this has been around, it's going to stay around. And then not only that, but it's just a very generous compensation plan, where I think a lot of companies, you don't make a lot of money in the beginning until you really like advance and rank. And honestly, I mean, I made a lot more money at the first rank, I think, than, most people, just because it's based on your products and like how you're selling them, and, bringing team members on who are using the products too, and then personally using them myself. Right. And so like, I made really good money doing that. And then we also get paid for leadership. And right now there's so many different ways to earn money, like Shaklee's doubling bonuses. And I think that's the coolest thing, that someone can come into this business and totally make up the cost of their own products. And then, I mean, like up to like $1,500 in like your first month, which is crazy. It's awesome. Crazy awesome. So there's real money to be made here. And, it's a steady business. It's a strong foundational, like, this is not just an overnight thing. It does take time to build, but it's something that's solid, I'm going to be able to pass on to my kids. And that's something that I love. I really do. So yes, people actually do make money. You do have to work to make money, but it works when you work.
So true. So true. And yeah, when you mention those bonuses, I will mention that those Prove It Challenge bonuses they are so helpful for new people getting started. So we had a new consultant. She was a single mom and she was just motivated to work. And that gal, if I remember right, like went out and with the help of her mentor, who's on this call, went out and sold, I think 6 or 7 Prove It challenges in her first month. And so she made over $300 in bonuses right there alone in her first month of business. And that was just one of the ways that people get paid. So if you want to know more about how people get paid, I mean, many people on this call are making in the 4 figures, and some of us are making, like, it's replaced their income. For me, it's replaced my income from when I was a Christian school teacher. And so it is very possible. It takes time, but you have the help of a team to help you. So I want to introduce my next friend. This is my friend, Sarah. Sarah's a mom of 3. She's also homeschooling and currently like getting ready to also travel across the world to work with refugees in mission work, which is incredible. And she can do her business from across the world, which is also so amazing. So Sarah, what would you say to when people say, I don't know enough people, I don't know a lot of people, I can't do this business?
Well, I thought the same thing. So I'm familiar with that argument, and I would say you don't need a lot of people to be successful. You do need some people, of course, but when you sell products that people use every day and that they run out of, you get a lot of repeat customers. So you're not constantly looking for brand new customers and doing home parties and trying to get people to buy something that they already have enough of, because we're selling vitamins and protein shakes and face soap and dish soap and laundry detergent. And so when you run out of those things and you love the product, you go back and buy more from your consultant. So I think that's one of the strengths of our business, is that we have 4 or 5 different lines of business, and they're all consumable things. And so you're not constantly looking for new customers. Secondly, I would say that you probably know more people than you think you do. Like when Patty mentioned going to the football games and sitting in the bleachers talking to the moms. To sit down job, my church, my girlfriend that I hang out with. And I realized how many different spheres of influence I had across the different sections of my life. And I realized that I did know more people than I thought I did. But ultimately, what it comes down to is not the quantity of your contacts. Ultimately, it comes down to the quality of those contacts. So do you make quality connections with people? Do people trust you? Will they tell you their health goals? And if you're able to have high quality connection with people, then that's what really matters. So all it takes is caring about people authentically, inviting them to come with you on a health journey, and you'll have all the people that you need.
I love that, Sarah. I love that you mentioned, especially like how we have these product lines that people use every day and run out of. So it's so true. Many people in other companies that maybe have felt unsuccessful, we're kind of on this spinning wheel all the time to always have to host a party, find new people, host a party, find new people, and eventually get tired of doing that. And it's so wonderful that we don't have to do that. We do host a party and we do find new people, but then we take care of those people and they often come back and we keep taking care of them, and like business for years. And it's so fun to take care of people. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, my friend. All right, so we're going to move on to one last thing that people often say to us. And it's usually after we've talked through many of these other things, and they say, you know, all of this sounds really great, but you know, my life is really busy right now. And so I'm just going to wait until my life slows down a little bit. And my friend Karen is perfect to answer this, because Karen's also a mom of teenagers. She's a speech pathologist too. So she lives a busy life driving all over the place for the many people that she's helping in her job, as well as with her Shackley business. So Karen, what would you say to that if someone says, I'm just going to wait until my life slows down?
Well, like you said, I'm fairly busy right now, but when I started my business, it was during COVID and life was super slow. So when life got to be a little bit more normal, I did worry a little bit, like, how am I going to have time to do this business? But like you said, I spend a lot of time in my car, and like Havala was talking about, it's all in the here's and there's. And today is a perfect example of that, because I had about an hour in between clients and I didn't have time to go home. So I had to find some place and sat in my car. And then I used that time to post some things on Instagram or Facebook, and to reach out to some potential customers, check in with some, we're doing a cleanse right now, to check in with some of those people and see how they're doing. I also, like when I'm driving, will take that time to listen to podcasts, or if I've missed a meeting and it's recorded, I'll listen to it then. So what I found was that didn't really change a whole lot from when I mean, the difference was that during COVID and I had a little bit more time, I was doing that at home, and I still do some of that at home, like in the evenings, like now, or, you know, if I'm again, probably in the car picking up some of my teenage children. It looks different, but there's still a lot of time that you can find. You just have to look for those little moments that you can fill in some, throw in some work, or do something. And I used to say, like, I'll do it next week when I'm not so busy. And then next week would come and it would be equally as busy. So what I've really found is that life is just busy. It will always be busy. So I mean, if you're thinking about it, just start, because, you know, why not make some money in that hour, you know, when you would be sitting in the car doing nothing.
Exactly. I mean, I've done a lot of scrolling on social media, and it's really nice to be making money in that time, right? So there's a really great like Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. But the second best time is today. And I think about that with our business too, that like, you know what, time's going to pass anyway. You might as well be making money while you're doing it. And so if you kind of are worried about putting yourself out there, and what if you don't make any money, I should mention that there are special discounts that only distributors have. So if you're thinking about the business, if nothing else, you're going to get those extra discounts. And we have a whole other video about that. Something else you should know is that distributors do not have to pay any continual fees to keep up being a distributor. I really loved that when I joined, because I didn't know if I would be successful. So I loved that it was a one-time fee. And then whether I did bad or good, I didn't have to pay it again. And many other companies make money off of making you renew your distributorship every year. We don't have that. So I just love that. The startup cost, as Jen mentioned, often it's about $50. Many times it's on sale somehow. So ask the person who shared this video with you, hey, are there any specials right now? And there probably is. And if not, $50 is so cheap, considering how much people pay to start other traditional businesses that are stuck being inside one spot all the time, when you could be on, at some cafe somewhere doing your job the way Karen is, right? So how cool is that to do our businesses from anywhere? So right now truly is the best time. And we would all love to help you. I love this tribe of women. We are in all these different time zones, in all these different places, but we cheer each other on authentically. We help each other, and it's just a really awesome place. And we would love to welcome you in. So ask the person who sent you this video to share more, and we would be happy to. All right. Thanks for being here.